Welcome to the Space of Allowance channel. This will be a series of discernment practice sessions. This 100% project draws on the philosophy of Parmenides, which states that being is and that non-being cannot be. As of course, non-being cannot be really be, right? So why is this important, and why I recommend to watch the series is because nothing being something seemingly to our mind by naming it or conceptualizing it, this is at the root of the conceptually represented universe, or our perception, right? It is at the root of this universe of conceptual representation. Because with nothing being something, suddenly there is contrast and difference. Being and non-being are seen to be equal, and of course they are both conceptual in this case. So there is difference, distance and separation. An entire world of objects appears, this 3D world, right? And also time is possible. Seemingly, time is possible, as we can have many moments with non-moments in between, which are held to be true, to be real, right? But this is not the problem, in my opinion, as it can be quite fascinating actually how from a concept like this an entire universe of conceptual representation can appear, right? But believing that non-being is possible, believing that this is true, and particularly to be true about ourselves, this results in the belief that lack could exist at the level of being. And this would be the problem, right? As this comes with desperation and need as something of vital importance is now seen to be missing, right? And of course there is also a compensation mechanism that tries to fulfill itself in the future, and with time there cannot be any relaxation, as the future is uncertain, as now we have uncertainty. And actually this is victim consciousness, as this is a deterministic view and there is dependency, right? Everything depends on something else to become, to be. So this lack of discernment between us as being and this realm of conceptual representation, this would be actually the problem. This belief that lack could exist at the level of being. Because this is actually the base of our suffering in a sense, and effort-based living and struggle. And time is always a construct of this conceptual realm. So the aim here is not to offer a solution to overcome anything within this framework of conceptual representation, within this framework that is based on a false premise, but to discern whether these problems apply to us as being, or to this dimension of being, or not, right? So in this seeing, the true solution can reveal itself. solution is actually to solve, right? To dissolve, to melt these problems, actually, as really they are based on something impossible, nothing being something, right? So we need not struggle through the problems of struggle with even more struggle. We need not try to overcome desperation with even more desperation. These problems just dissolve in a sense by seeing that they are based actually on an impossibility. They are seen to be problems within this framework of time and conceptual representation, which is based on a false premise. And there is this dynamic within this framework, there is this dynamic of overcoming, right, of struggle. But if this doesn't apply to us as being, and seeing that this nothing being something is a conceptual representation and can only be a conceptual representation, then it is clear that these problems within this framework don't apply to the level of being or to us as being, right? So then effort and overcoming and struggle is really not necessary, is seen to be not necessary, right? And peace of mind is a reality. So, as non-being cannot really be, then being cannot come from non-being, right? It doesn't have a starting point and is actually uninterrupted, right? It just is. So we discern actually between a life within this framework of time and eternity, between perception and reality, and of course between struggle and grace, between needy desire and inspiration, right? Because this inspiration is of spirit, is like a guiding light, really. Following our inspiration is important, as it is of this dimension of being, right? So all this discernment is possible actually with the help of our reason, which reason is again inspired, let's say. And we have Parmenides here as a guide, and also Zeno, his disciple, which developed some mental experiments which are called the paradoxes of Zeno, which reveal some very interesting facts. So we have help on the way, and this information is new in my opinion, or offers a new perspective, let's say, and might be very important to our culture in a sense, but we'll see. So thank you for being here and enjoy the videos mindfully, we might say. Thank you.